Hey, welcome to our Monday afternoon live broadcast. Today we are going to be discussing intermittent fasting and autophagy. And as usual, or as I like to really keep things, I'm going to keep things very simple today when discussing this and hopefully help you guys understand how intermittent fasting can really help us in the self-healing process that our bodies really are equipped to do for themselves. So if you're jumping on live, welcome. I always appreciate it if you take a second to leave me a comment in the comment section so that I know that you are here. Feel free to share some of your own personal experiences with intermittent fasting and maybe some of the healing benefits that you have been able to benefit from. And if you've been in one of our courses in the past, I always appreciate it if you list the month and now the year, since we've been doing this for a couple years, that you are a member of the course so that I can welcome you as well. If you're new to me or you're catching this on the rebroadcast, welcome. My name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I've been helping women find nutritional plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and live their most authentic life. I am a certified exercise nutrition coach. I've also been a runner for most of my adult life and am in the process of getting a running certification. And here in this community, we really are practicing intermittent fasting and living a keto-like lifestyle so that we can take advantage of said things like autophagy. And I'm explaining to you very briefly the concept of autophagy and how it is you can take advantage of this amazing part of putting yourself in a fasted state, and how simply it can be done if you just learn how to listen to the signs and signals that your body is sending you. And I apologize, I'm by myself today. My partner's not here. Michael's not here. So I'm trying to line up my camera so I can look both of you at the same time. So if you see my eyes darting up and down, I do apologize, but I'm trying to make eye contact with YouTube and Facebook at the same time. One of the benefits of broadcasting these lives like this is that I can do two platforms at one time, but one of the downfalls is I can't always look at two places at one time. So please bear with me on this one. So autophagy. Autophagy is really the opportunity that we have within our body for our body to heal itself. And it really is done through an amazing chemical process that happens when we put our body in a position where it needs to feed off of itself or its own resources. And I don't want you to freak out by that thought. It is really a programmed process that our bodies have been designed to do. So autophagy is a two-part word. It's autophagia. So sometimes you might hear the word autophagy. I like to say autophagy. And the two parts of that word are auto, meaning self, and the phagia, what it is that our bodies are designed to do. When we put ourselves in the correct fasting environment, we do present the opportunity for autophagy to happen. The key phrase there is the correct fasting environment. And there is a clear distinction between fasting and just not eating. We need to make sure that when we are participating in intermittent fasting, that we are doing it in such a way that through the fasting window and the feasting window, we are positioning ourselves to get to the phase of autophagy. A lot of people, especially women, are having a really difficult time with intermittent fasting and the frustration that they're feeling with not seeing the results that they see broadcasted all over, especially social media, and the fact that they're not getting the results that they want or that they were hoping for. And a lot of times it's a very simple fix, and it's just simply that you're not putting yourself into a position, or you're not putting your body into a position where it has to rely on its own stored resources as a form of nutrients and or energy. So you're probably going about your day and you're slowly introducing little subtle things that you think fall by the rules of fasting, and you're not allowing your body to get into that deep fasted state. And when I say deep fasted state, what we really practice here in this community is a window of 24 hours where we are creating a fasting, opportunity, which is a healing opportunity, and a predetermined feasting opportunity. And so if you're not fasting correctly, or you haven't found that sweet spot within your fasting window where we call the energized sense of calm, meaning that your body is now tapping into its own resources for energy. When your body's tapping into its own resources for energy, what that means is that it's eating away at what is stored and or damaged. And I say and or because in the beginning phases of what we're doing with intermittent fasting, so when you're making that lifestyle switch, you have a lot of backed up kind of garbage in your system, which is why a lot of us women are suffering from autoimmune disorders. We're suffering from insulin resistance. Maybe you were just diagnosed with a pre-diabetic condition. We have high blood pressure, a foggy brain, loss of cognitive ability. All of those things are a byproduct of our body's system being backed up and not utilizing that filtration system or that self-cleansing system that autophagy warrants us. So if you're not allowing your body to get to that point where it is forced to rely on its own resources, then you haven't really been able to take advantage of autophagy. So how do you know if you're reaping the benefits of what you're doing in your fasting and your feasting, and you're really able to take advantage of autophagy? This is another area where we get really psyched out and we kind of freak ourselves out about things because of what we hear and the scientific data. And what we need to remember about scientific data is you could take a group of people and you can run a study on them, and based on what it is your hypothesis is, you can sort of sway your data or tweak it a little bit to favor what your outcome needs to be. You could take a completely different group of people over here. Maybe they're doing the same exact thing, but your hypothesis might be different. So you're going to sway the data to make it fit what it is you're trying to determine. So we can have two groups of people fasting, and we can have completely different outcomes based on whatever it is that our scientific data is seeking and or who's funding our study. So with that being said, we really want to be able to turn the science back on ourselves and the scientific studies back on ourselves and test these theories in real life and in real time. If you're fasting correctly and you're feasting correctly, you will start to reap the benefits of autophagy within intermittent fasting definitions. So you do not necessarily have to go on multi-day water fast to reap the benefits of autophagy. How do we know that? We have had thousands of women practice intermittent fasting where they've really learned how to hone in on their fasting skills, and they've really listened to the signs and signals that their body is sending them, and they've figured out what it is they need to do in their feasting window, and they're really self-healing their bodies and some of the things that they've been struggling with. So that's a telltale sign that you're reaping the benefits of autophagy. Now, if we want to go a step further, or we want to go a little deeper into self-healing and autophagy and some of the amazing studies that are being done and research that's being done and real life, real-time proof, where there's more severe type of illnesses or some severe type of challenges that we're having to deal with health-wise, that may warrant a longer or more intense fasting opportunity, meaning 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 day water only fast to severely reverse some deep cellular type of damage that's going on. More specifically, what they're doing in the field of studying cancer research, cancer healing, and some of the byproducts of some of the cancer type of treatments that are going on. So yes, for those purposes, you probably need to be in a clean fasted state for several days, being monitored by a physician, making sure you have your electrolytes and all the things that you need mineral-wise to make sure that you're going to keep your body healthy while you're deep healing a life-threatening type of situation. For most of us who are just suffering from the ailments that come with backed up cellular systems and with backed up maybe even some organ type of things where your liver's not processing things correctly, or maybe you're not processing through some cholesterol type of issues and you have to deal with that, or blood pressure issues, or what you're doing with your diabetes, then yes, you can really reap the benefits of what the true definition of autophagy is through the practice of intermittent fasting. And it's done by simply creating a lifestyle where you can live your life authentically, meaning you're not stressed out about what you can't do about food. You're not labeling food as good food or bad food. You're not feeling like you're depriving yourself from all the things that make you happy. You really have the opportunity to reduce the stressors that often are associated with dieting and or a limited lifestyle, and feeling like you can't live within the confines of what it is that you've really created over your lifetime as far as a lifestyle goes. And then you're feeling stressed out and deprived, and then you're like anxious and you can't focus on what you need to focus on, and you've exited your life. That is not a healing environment. What you really want to focus on is what makes you happy. And you have to factor in that part of that equation of what makes you happy is looking and feeling your best. And I guarantee you that if your body system is backed up and you're really not benefiting from what autophagy can do in the very minimal and initial stages, you're not looking your best. You're probably carrying a bunch of water weight. I'm guessing your face is probably bloated. For a lot of us, I know I had severe bags under my eyes. I wasn't able to lose weight. I had cellulite in places of my body that I never would have dreamed I would have ever had cellulite show up. I had what I called little sugar bags all over my body, where I was just assuming, because I was insulin resistant in those pre-stages of diabetes, that I had just sugar fat all over my body, because my body was no longer able to process through everything that was stored up. I was completely backed up. And what I did through the process of intermittent fasting really did help me get back to that point where I felt like I was looking my best. And when you're optimistic about the way you look, because the inflammation is gone, the cellulite starts to get eaten away, you lose a little fatty, sugary pockets all over your body, bags start going away under your eyes, the poofiness goes away, then you have that new internal sense of energy that you can feel your best. And when you put those two things together, that's when you really start to thrive in what it is you can accomplish in your fasting window, and what it is that you really start to determine as good, solid feasting around a lifestyle that you want to create so that you can be most authentic. That is where intermittent fasting and autophagy are working together at their best to make sure that your body is in a healing environment. Remember, when we put ourselves into a true fasted state and we are experiencing the energized sense of calm, or we also call it being fat adaptive, that is when we force our body to search out resources to feed off of to get through your day or energize you. It searches for stored nutrients, it searches for fat, and it does search for those damaged, broken down, and deteriorating protein cells, chomps away on that to get its nutrients and resources, and then recirculates new programmed cells into your system. It is absolutely fantastic. But you have to learn the skill set to do it correctly, or you'll be frustrated and think that just for some reason it's not working for you, when in fact it is really working for everyone who learns how to fast correctly and then listen to the signs and signals so that you're feasting correctly. It is an absolutely amazing way to live. It is a lifestyle that you can create, that you can live for the rest of your life, and you will have an opportunity to really start to flush through your body system. Make sure those cells are starting to deplete it of all the garbage and crud that's backing up in it and making you sick. It is also that thing that when you get the good combination of intermittent fasting, feasting, and you're benefiting from autophagy, meaning you're seeing the healing happen because you go to the doctor and your blood work is changing and improving, or you're noticing the inflammation going away, or you're getting your memory back. That's when you know that it's working for you. And that's when you know that you really are in that nice combination of fasting and reaping the benefits of autophagy. So it shouldn't be anything that seems too confusing. I always really suggest women visualize what's happening in their body when they are in that state of hungry. In this community, we have a saying, and that is called hungry is where the magic happens. And when you can really feel comfortable in that hungry state, that's when magic is happening. That's when your body is really starting to benefit from that process of autophagy, and it's emptying out those cells, it's clearing up your systems, and it's finding those stored nutrients and those stored damaged parts of your system, chomping away at it and really putting that newfound energy back into your system so that you feel energized and you feel calm because you're totally in control of everything that's going on for you. So don't let it frustrate you. If you're doing something incorrectly, then it's gonna feel frustrating. Figure out what you're doing incorrectly and then get it fixed so you can reap the benefits as well. We have a course starting on October 5th. If you've been practicing intermittent fasting and you don't feel any of this stuff I'm talking about, it's probably a little tweak or a little misinformation that you've been given, and you just haven't figured out your own personal body system. In the course that we teach, the main focus is for you to figure out what it is you need to do for you. Not what I need to do for me or what Susie needs to do with her or what Janet needs to do with her. Everything is based on each individual woman, what you're coming into the situation with and what you hope to leave the situation with. And we give you the time and the resources to figure out what is best for you in the current environment in which you're living and what it is that you're hoping for in terms of healing your body. So hopefully that clears up some stuff with autophagy. I know there's lots of comments and discussion going around that you have to be in a clean fasted state for 3 days. You can only reach autophagy if you're water fasting. You have to do XYZ, stand on your head, crisscross applesauce to get. No, all you need to do is put your body in an environment where it's forced to rely on its own stored resources as a source of nutrients. That can be done in varying levels of fasting and varying times of fasting depending on whatever situation that individual person is in. And if you are reaping the benefits of fasting by telltale signs of healing, then you know that you are taking advantage and reaping the benefits of autophagy, because autophagy is that end result of your body being in a position where it's self-healing. So let me welcome everyone for joining us today and see if there's any questions or comments. And then we will, I'll make some announcements at the end about some stuff that we have coming on. So Amy, good afternoon. Always good to have you here. Cindy, hello. Carlene, July 2018 course. Karen, hello. Amy, I initially started with the April 2017 course and kept joining courses now in the September refresher. I would really have my life no other way. I love IF. Awesome. And she's not paid to do that. She's my cousin, but she's really been in all those classes and she's done some pretty amazing things with her life for sure. Eileen, loving this September course. Fantastic. You guys are in my favorite week, the social and emotional aspect of what we're doing. So I love it. Janet Craig, girlfriend, I have so missed you. I was just thinking about you this weekend and I was going to send you an email. Hope you're doing well. Angie, hello. Miwa, good morning from Beijing. Monica, hello. Tarsha, March and April 2017 course, hello from Orlando. Janet, July 2017 course, alumni course, passion planning group, F3 course, and still going strong. Girl, you make me so proud. Elvis, hello. Barbara, hello. Let's see. Alana, happy Monday. I think it's safe to say I'm a lifetime community member now. Alana, I would definitely say it's safe for that. We should probably get like little membership cards or something. That would be fun. Tina, hello. Diane, good to have you, girlfriend. Cassia's here, and then Gina, good to have you here as well. So you guys, if you're on Facebook and you're part of my lifetime membership or you've taken a course of ours, leave a comment, put a comment in there on something that you feel you've benefited from as far as autophagy and fasting. Any little like healing benefit that you feel that you've had from what you've done with fasting and some of the stages of autophagy that you are noticing. And I'm going to welcome everyone from YouTube, and then we'll come back and read your guys' comments. Courtney, hello. Stacy, hello. Miriam from New York, hello. Maxine from Columbus, Ohio. Yvonne, good to have you here, girlfriend. Dean, hello from Irving, Texas. Wow, you're right down the road. Welcome. I have a sweater on today because it's like 70, I think it's 78 here in Texas, which to me is like a cold front. So I have a sweater on today because the weather has dropped like 20 degrees since last week. So it feels cold here to me. Let's see, Amy, current September course, awesome. Teresa from California, Courtney in September 2018 course so far, enjoying the amazing energy level and feeling of empowered balance. Well, I would say, Courtney, you are definitely probably experiencing some of those benefits of autophagy for sure. Silma, excuse me, from Pennsylvania. Lisa's here. Danny, hello. Let's see who else is here. Elizabeth, Elise from New Jersey, Connie from the September course, Mary from Scotland. Oh, welcome. Thanks for joining us from so far away. Diabetes type 1. Diabetes type 1 is one of those things with intermittent fasting that you always have to check with your doctor about, just because you do have different insulin situations than someone who's just dealing with an adult onset type diabetes. So I would say definitely you want to consult your physician on that one. F. Young, appreciate the segment, really needed explanation. Okay, good. Latarsha, I think it is. Hello, Terry. Diane, course graduate from 2018. IF hormones balanced after 12 years of misery with hot flashes. Weight gradually coming off, sleeping so much better, feeling great. So I would say that's also taking advantage of intermittent fasting and autophagy. All of those things that you just described are part of like a system that's backing up and totally in an imbalanced state. So you're balancing things out and your body's going back to the way it's supposed to operate normally. All of these things that we feel as aging women, the insomnia, the hot sweat, night sweats, the leg cramps, hot flashes, that's a sign of imbalance. And so what we're finding with this keto-like lifestyle and intermittent fasting and putting our body in a state where it actually has to rely on its own energy and its own resources is really helping us all balance out our hormones. So congrats on that one for sure. Danny, what time does the course start on October? It's October 5th, I believe. It's on Saturdays when we kind of get everyone in the group. Friday we do a live welcome on Facebook, and then that goes into the course as well. We do the live on Friday, I believe at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, but everything's self-paced, so you don't have to show up necessarily at any time. Anything we do is recorded, you can watch later, and the course is self-paced. Ann from New Mexico, hello, Danny. Were you on hormone replacement at all, if you don't mind the question? Danny, I don't mind it at all. No, I was not. I have a condition my doctors believe where if I have increased levels of estrogen, that my blood clots. So I'm one of those candidates with any sort of hormone replacement, I would have a chance of clotting. And so it's too high of a risk for me to be on any kind of hormone replacement, because hormone replacement, when my body's trying to deplete itself of estrogen, would be an increased estrogen situation in my body. And I suffered a miscarriage, oh gosh, what was it, like 13 years ago now, 14 years ago now, and they believed that was the cause, that I formed a blood clot in the umbilical cord and it cut off nutrients to the growing fetus. So they said I'm too high risk for a hormone replacement. So I kind of take that as a blessing in disguise, and the fact that I cannot go on hormone replacement, and I had to deal with menopause and perimenopause and now postmenopause all through nutrition and what I'm doing with fasting. So I cannot go on hormone replacement therapy, and the place that I'm at right now in my life, I'm very grateful personally for that, because I feel fantastic and I feel like I've gone through all of that imbalanced stage and now I'm balanced out. So no, I don't have any at all. Michelle, hello. The story must get whatever. I don't know what the story must get to its peak. That's a great YouTube channel handle. Thank you. And Robin, hello, I get it now, all or not keto, but I like keto. I like the videos, very good. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so let me see if we got anything over here from my friends on Facebook sharing some stuff that they've benefited from. So let me see. Grace, hello. Jillian, autophagy, definitely going on over here. I know you have, because you've had a lot of really great results. I no longer have dry skin on my feet. Fantastic. Cindy, inflammation and bloating is gone. That's a sure sign for sure. Amy, my inflammation is gone. I don't have aches and pains with when my feet hit the floor. Yeah, and that's probably due to that gout kind of feeling and your joints are just super inflamed. I know for me, I shared, I think it was last week or a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that I had some pizza and the gluten caused me to just immediately become inflamed in my hands. The knuckles in my hands hurt. The next day I woke up and my feet hurt, my back hurt, and I had to just fast that all out of my system and get that inflammation out, and then the very next day I felt fine. So those are all those things that we live with day in and day out, thinking it's the norm because we're 50 or because of this or because I used to think all those aches and pains were because I was a group fitness instructor and that I was just going to be, have joint pain the rest of my life, and it's not true. I don't have to live with joint pain. I just have to make sure that I'm taking out all the things in my body that are causing me to be inflamed, which in turn cause my joints to hurt. So congrats, Amy, on that one. Diane, no more brain fog. I'm right there with you on that one too. Definitely have my memory back, which is a great thing. Alana, all that glorious and happy energy, that too. So that means your body has plenty of things that it's feasting on when you're in your fasted state, which is all part of the healing process. Susan, my acne has cleared up. Fantastic. Lisa, I have benefited from a total healing of my esophagus and acid reflux. I have been off of Prilosec since my first 30 days, almost 4 months ago. That is fantastic. And here's the key with what we really are shooting for with autophagy. Yes, we want the brain fog to go away. Yes, we want the inflammation to go away. Yes, we want the hormones to balance out. I know for me, my diabetes is no longer an issue, and the sugar fat pockets in my body have been eaten away. I'm feeling fantastic. My workouts are on top of the world. I'm loving all aspects of it. And the other bonus part is we can get off some of these things like Prilosec and asthma medication and inhalers and the daily doses of this, that, and the other thing, Advil, Motrin for the aches and pains, which all come with their own set of side effects. And we talked about this when we were talking about magnesium last week, when we talked about the studies that were being done with trials, right, where you get put on a prescription and you go back 6 to 8 weeks and the doctor wants to see if the medication's working, and yes, it's working, but now you have this new problem, so now you're on 2 medications, and then you go back 6 to 8 weeks. Yes, it seems to be working, but now you have this new problem, and next thing you know, you're like on 4 or 5 prescriptions because you're not fixing the problem. You're covering up the signs and signals, and you're creating new problems, hence new signs and signals that then need to be covered up, and before you know it, you're just living on prescription bottles. And what we really want to do is listen to the signs and signals and then connect the dots to what's causing them. We don't want to quiet them. We want them to actually scream at us. And then we want to listen so intently that we can figure out what we do, and in that moment connect it to how we feel. And then you have to just make the decision. Do you want to do that again and feel that way, or would you rather feel another way and find something else to do? And you really don't get that heightened sense of those signs and signals until you are in that really good fasted state where you start to feel that energized sense of calm and you're really in tune with your body. So it does take a little bit of work, and there's some finesse connected to it, but the outcome of it is priceless, that's for sure. Let's see, Monica, autophagy, improved sleep. I'm not in course now, but really miss the community. I was in your 3-month F3 course. Hey, Monica, stick around to the end. We got a good announcement. You're probably going to like it. Diane, feeling normal again. Love it. Debbie, hello. Ingrid, hey, beautiful, stopping by to say hello. Ingrid, haven't heard from you in a while. So here we go. Janet Craig, you guys listen to this. Janet Craig, started IF because I was pre-diabetic. A1C was 6 in June 2017. By September 2017, it was 4.8. June 2018, 5.3, and maintaining a 30-pound weight loss. Went from size 16 to size 10, feeling great, changed my whole life, including a move closer to family. Life is awesome. I would say Janet has gotten her entire life back. She's done some amazing things, and all she did was just not do anything for a period of her 24-hour day, and then choose very wisely what she did in her feast, and she let her body take care of the rest of it. So Janet is one of the women in our community that I would have to say I am most proud of for sure. Cassia, I went off my birth control pills given to me to regulate hormones and ease hot flashes, and I have not experienced those symptoms since intermittent fasting. That's fantastic. Now you can take all of those risks of taking birth control pills to regulate your hormones, and you can remove them from your life scenario, and you can let your hormones balance out on their own. So remember, when you're taking something like birth control pills, you're going against what your body's norm should be, especially if you're going through a change of life, right? So if you're in perimenopause trying to get to menopause and you put hormones back in your body, you just disrupted your body's natural process of going through that depleted state. Remember, there's hormones we no longer need. And if we put those hormones back in our body and we can't use them, they become a problem for us in most situations. So you want to make sure that you're really thinking about those things. There are situations where you do have to take hormone replacement therapy. There are situations where you have to do some things. That's all should not even have to be said. But it's that situation when you go, what if I could do without this? What if I'm just covering up some stuff that could eventually become a problem down the road? What if I just gave my body an opportunity to fix itself and I could eliminate all those down the road possibilities of making things worse for yourself? And that's really the goal of what we're trying to do here. Gina, I was in the July and alumni, sleeping better, no more leg cramps. Yeah, those leg cramps used to kill me. So congratulations on that. Ingrid, I keep dropping weight even without trying. It's unbelievable. That motivates to keep going. Yeah, that's a great motivator for sure. My motto now, listen to your body. That is a great motto for sure. Your body, it's trying to tell us and trying to warn us, and it does the small little aches and pains and little kind of nuisancey kind of feelings in the beginning, and then those warning signs get louder and louder and louder and louder. And we really have to start listening to them before your body starts screaming at you. If it gets to the point where it's screaming at you, it's often too late, or it's often means that you have to go to extreme measures. So let's start paying attention now while they're just like little pesky feelings. And if we start to take care of those pesky feelings and eliminate those, then hopefully we don't get to that screaming down the road for sure. Courtney, noticing my thighs and lower stomach starting to tighten up and smooth out. Cottage cheese look starting to go away. Yeah, that's for sure. That means your body is eating away at all of that. So it's using it as your source of energy. So fantastic. Barb, good to have you here. Elise, August 2018 course, saw my endocrinologist last Thursday. Insulin reduced from 38 to 16 units. I have learned so much from you, Diane. So grateful. I have lost some weight. That's fantastic. And the weight loss is great. The weight loss will come when your body is balanced out and healing. So you got to stick it through until you can get to that point. That's always a good indicator that your body's definitely balanced out and healing. Sherry, I have muscle cramps in my legs in the morning and did drink 6 or more glasses of water with apple cider vinegar and lemon juice throughout the day. I also take potassium and magnesium. I just bought alkaline 88 water. Okay. Shane, Robin, do you think I would be able to get off blood pressure medication? Been on it for about 6 years. I would say it would be worth trying for sure. A lot of times blood pressure medication, I don't know what your situation is usually because we are not managing maybe some stresses well, or you have some other things going on in your body which is causing your blood pressure to rise. So I would say if you want to get off your blood pressure medication, doing something like practicing intermittent fasting and figuring out what you need to do in your feasting window based on what your body chemistry is would be completely worth it for sure. And a lot of other people have been able to. I can't promise you anything. I'm not a doctor. I can't prescribe anything. I can't tell you what you should and shouldn't do. But if it was me, I would give something like this a try to see if your body can heal itself for sure. And you may have mentioned it already, but where do you start in terms of length of a fast? We teach that all in the course. I don't like to say anything just randomly in these discussions because that is, I think, where all the problems come with this type of lifestyle in the internet is I heard some lady say to do this, that, or the other thing, and it may not really be what you need to do. We teach it in the course in a very slow and methodical process in a very specific step so that you really learn how to fast best for you. And so I can't throw a number out there because everyone is so different. Cool CPA. Started at 16.8 and migrated to 1 meal a day by simply deferring breakfast until I was actually hungry. I've lost 50 pounds in 3 months. My joints, feet, and my skin is amazing. Yep, there you go. And then I no longer awake thinking, what am I going to eat today to lose weight? Or how am I going to exercise with all this joint pain? At 55, I'm gratefully liberated. That's for sure. I think the most amazing thing is the freedom that we feel around food, and the freedom we have of a life that is not regulated by eating and measuring and weighing and counting. It really becomes a free form lifestyle once you get your confidence in really being energized in that state of hungry and knowing that hungry is where magic is happening. We are a society that is taught to stifle hunger. We're taught to stop hunger. We're taught to eat every few hours. We're taught to medicate ourselves with food. We're taught to entertain ourselves with food, soothe ourselves with food, drown our sorrows with food. And really, we should be doing the opposite of that and really taking advantage of what it means for our body when our body can use its resources and its energy to heal itself and not have to constantly be using those same exact resources to digest and process food. Every time you put something in your body, you just stop that opportunity for the energy to go toward healing. And that's what we want to think about when we're in that energized sense of calm and that state of hungry, is our body is utilizing resources to chomp away at stored problematic areas within our cells and our systems, and it's going to clear things out and help us run more efficiently. So, some announcements that I talked about. Friday on Instagram, Kara will post my Instagram channel if she already has it. We will be closing out the summary of The Happiness Advantage. This book has been amazing for me personally. I hope it's been amazing for you guys as well. If you're in my September refresher course, we are going to hit this up tomorrow when we do our live discussion inside that course. If you want to join us for October, this is the book we'll be reading in October. It is Mindset. Going from a fixed mindset to a, what's the word I'm looking for? Fixed mindset to growth mindset. There you go. Fixed mindset to growth mindset. So we're going to work on that one right there. And yes, you can go from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset at any stage, any age, any season. It's all just how we train our brain. So we're going to train our brains together in the month of October with this. If you want to join me on Instagram, every Friday we do a live summary of a few chapters. And then here comes the good news. You guys have really expressed to us how much you've loved things like the transition group after the intermittent fasting for today's aging woman. We've had some really great feedback and results from our F3 course, so we'll be launching that in October as well. And then for my women who've done everything and they're like, I don't know what to do next, what we're going to do right after the September refresher course is we're going to have an October declutter and mind reset group. So we're going to be starting that on October 1st for 30 days. We will be working together and I will be coaching you on how to declutter all aspects of your life so that you can open up space and energy and opportunity to bring in new things. And we need to have that space and opportunity to bring in new things because we're going to be changing our mindset from that fixed mindset to a growth mindset. In order to do that, we need to clear out some space. So we're going to be working on that together through the entire month of October. So if you are on our email list, you will be invited to join us for October. This will be the first time that we're opening up one of these monthly groups to anyone in the community. You do not have to be a previous student of ours. We won't be focusing primarily on intermittent fasting. We will always roll that in as part of the lifestyle we're living because that's what we do in this community, but I will not be teaching on that specifically. We'll be talking a little bit about fitness. We'll be talking a little bit about our feasting, but I do hope that you come in knowing that this is not an intermittent fasting for today's aging woman course. This is a course to help us as a community of women really cleanse out what we have that's sort of like, we're going to do an autophagy of our life, basically. We're going to give ourselves an opportunity to weed through some things, organize some stuff. really clean out some space so that when we start to make that shift in our mind from fixed mindset to growth mindset, we have the opportunity to fill that space that's just been opened up for us. So I hope you'll consider joining us for October. If you're on our email list, you will get an invite. And then as soon as we have the enrollment up and ready, we'll post it in our next live broadcast as well. So if you're interested, I would love to have you guys with us. Again, October 5th is our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman monthly course. If you haven't taken that and you're struggling with intermittent fasting, that's the place you want to start. If you would like to jump into our F3 course, meaning that you're a graduate of our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman and you want to get back into fitness and you want to know the basics of how to get started, or you want to get the basics of how to get restarted now as a fasting exerciser, the F3 course will be available for you as well. And definitely feel free to both join both courses at the same time. They'll work very well together. So thanks so much for joining me today, either live or if you're catching this on the rebroadcast on YouTube and Facebook. Make sure you stop by and leave me a comment so that I know that you were here as well. And then if you have any questions about anything we have coming up in October, always feel free to either leave a comment or email Kara or myself. We'll be totally happy to answer any questions that you guys have, and I hope I see you somewhere in one of our courses for the month of April. Have a good rest of your Monday, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday.